you have to think about security very differently, which is the business wants to move fast, IT wants to move fast, and you just have to move as fast without being a blocker to the business side. So I think that's always stuck with us from when you said it to us many, many years ago.
Oh, I remember it
But
clearly. It was like you said, guardrails,
yeah,
not speed bumps or
yeah,
gates. You don't want the company to fall off the cliff, but you got to let them move as fast as possible. And that was very different for sure.
Yeah, I was kind of prepping for a talk next month, and I was sort of digging out the old archives. And yeah, I mean, I kind of came up with that sort of analogy. I think it was like 2012, 2013. This idea of guardrails instead of gates. Because if you think about the old kind of
mhm,
traditional kind of post trustworthy computing memo, the SDL that Microsoft kind of made famous, it was very, very like human oriented. Like, do a certain amount of things, then we're going to get involved and determine whether you can go further. Then do a little bit more, and that just doesn't work. I mean, frankly, it never worked. I mean, we have 20 years of Microsoft vulnerabilities to show that is actually not effective. I mean, granted, they built a $20 billion a year security business, but I mean, I think we've seen these last few months with the Secure Futures Initiative, which actually mentions guardrails in there, which I thought was kind of funny. But you saw the CSRB report, like that never worked, right? I mean, it was what we had though. That was the best we had. That was kind of to my point around you have to be willing to think differently. So, one of the things I would always say is like, Netflix wasn't in, they're not in the business to not get hacked and to not have security incidents, right? They're in the business to entertain people. So part of entertaining people is making sure that people can trust the service and that, that things are secure, but that's part of the business. It's not the whole business. So I think as security folks, I mean, our mission is important, but it's not everything. So I think it's just like let's make sure we understand how we sit in context with the rest of the business.